Before watching the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and enable bell notification to never miss an update from us.
Hello everyone and welcome to Entry channel. This is Ashima and in this video we're going to talk about public affairs index. Now we have already seen that there have been certain developments regarding this index and certain new things have come into form in the index for 2020. Right, so first we are going to talk about what this public affairs index is and what are the changes that have been made from the past index that was there, and then we're going to talk about certain rankings. Now when it comes to the examination perspective, for all the examinations, indexes are important for, first of all, the rankings which are there done, the rankings which are done, be it on the state level or an international level. Every index has questions related to rankings, and if it's international, then we have rankings related to India, most of it asked. After that, the second perspective is who releases them, right? So there are instances where they ask you about who has released the index, and the third instance can be any information which has been changed or brought new to, which might hold an importance from static perspective. Right, so we'll be talking about all the three perspectives of this index in a very short time so that you people don't have an issue finding out other informations regarding it. So we are going to begin with what exactly is Public Affairs Index and who releases it. So Public Affairs Index is released by Public Affairs Centers, which is based in Bengaluru, Karnataka. So the question, if we have a look at what perspective the questions can be, so the perspective, one of the possible perspectives can be that they can ask you where is Public Affairs Center, which releases the Public Affairs Index. Normally, we assume that every index which is state-wise has been released by Niti Aayog. So this point should be cleared from your perspective. Next, index which is which measure it is an index which measures the quality of governance of Indian states at subnational level. Subnational level implies that on a state level. So we see that what kind of governance is going on in every state. Are they improving in the terms of governance, or are they or degrading in the terms of governance? What exactly is governance? Governance is a measure of the quality of the work of government. How are they working? What kind of work are they doing? Is it more transparent than earlier? Is it more better maintained than earlier? तो क्वालिटी ऑफ गवर्नेंस के अंदर हम लोग देखते हैं कि किस तरीके से ट्रांसपेरेंसी है, सारी चीजें हैंडल सही से हो रही हैं या नहीं, जो बेसिक रिक्वायरमेंट्स एंड रिसोर्सेज हैं वो सब अवेलेबल हैं या नहीं. दीज आर द थिंग्स दैट वी लुक एट द गवर्नेंस सेगमेंट. It uses a composite index. Composite index means there are various pillars, there are various centers which are measured in this index so that we get an accurate or a precisely accurate result for the states and union territories. So, first of all, this index has both states and union territories, and second of all, there are various pillars that are there which determine the index or the rankings in the index. So we are going to begin with what are the pillars, or the what is the composite thing about it. First of all, there are three pillars according to this index, that is equity, growth, and sustainability. These three are the new things, and the new one among them is sustainability. Sustainability being sustainable development goals. That is, are they focusing on the sustainable development goals set up by the United Nations? Now, sustainable development goals have been set with a target year of 2030 के टारगेट के साथ सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स यूनाइटेड नेशंस ने रिलीज करे हैं. सो इंडिया इज ऑल्दो कंपेरेटिवली वेरी बैक. रिसेंटली जो वर्ल्ड रैंकिंग आई थी, वर्ल्ड रैंकिंग फॉर सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट, अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट इंडिया इज नॉट परफॉर्मिंग दैट वेल. So this term, from this term onwards, we are starting the measurement of sustainable development goals as well. This index is an annual index, so you must know because there are times when this question can be asked. Then there were five themes of this index, being voice and accountability, government effectiveness, rule of law, regulatory quality, and control of corruption. These are the five themes or pointers which are majorly measured. So, this is the type, or you can say, when we are talking about quality of governance, these are the pointers that have been taken into consideration, right? And there are 50 indicators who are marking the point of the growth in any state, right? So when we begin on the segment, first of all, we'll be having a look at overall ranking, and then we'll be going by pillar, right? So if we go the overall ranking, Kerala is the best governed state in India as per the index of 2020. And if we look at the divisions, that being larger state, small state, and union territories, these are the basic categories that we have defined. So when we look at the categories, the large states, among the large states, Kerala is ranked first. Then among small states, we have Goa ranked first, and then in union territories, we have Chandigarh ranked first. And when it comes to overall, then we have Kerala ranking taking on a top part. Now, in 2020, as I told you, the different part about this edition is that there is United Nations Sustainable Goals as well. So, in the upcoming segment of this video, I'll be telling you a few sustainable development goals that have also been taken into consideration when it comes to the themes. Before that, the worst performing. Now, best we know, best of three in all large state, small state, and union territories. But when it comes to worst performing ones, among large state, it was UP, not at all performing good in the indexes. Then small states, Manipur and union territories, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, and Daman and Diu being the united one now. There are rankings which are based on three pillars also, which divides into two categories: large states and small states. Over there we do not have union territories category. So the three pillars that are there, first one was equity pillar. According to equity pillar, there are the rankings are on the base of large state, small state, union territory, them being Andhra Pradesh, Meghalaya and Chandigarh. Now, in the equity pillar, there were certain sustainable development goals that were also foreseen. So, when it comes to large states, the major sustainable development goals were Sustainable Development Goal 3, 10, and 16. Now, over here, you do not need to remember when it comes to the goals, when it comes to the segment that are these goals, are they going to ask you that in equity which sustainable development goals were there for large states? No. The question perspective can be that what does Sustainable Development Goal 3 stand for? Or what is Sustainable Development Goal 16? Or which Sustainable Development Goal is there for crimes against women and children? So they can ask you either ways, and that is how the frame of question is going to be. तो frame कैसे होने वाला है for all the Hindi medium students? फ्रेम कैसे होने वाला है? या तो ये पूछेंगे कि सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल 10 जो है वो किस गोल को डिटरमाइन करता है, या 16 जो है वो किसको डिटरमाइन करता है. सेकंड पॉसिबल है कि इन्फेंट मोर्टेलिटी रेट को अगर हम सस्टेनेबिलिटी डेवलपमेंट गोल में देखें तो वो किस सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल के अंदर आता है. दैट इज हाउ द क्वेश्चन कैन बी. So you should have a look, like third is for infant mortality, fifth is for gender parity, 11th is for population in urban slums, then fifth is for gender parity in elementary education. These are the perspective goals that you need to know about. Next is a growth pillar. States that are technologically more advanced and whose economic activity is dispersed in greater number, that is spread around in the state, not centered towards a city or a particular capital. So those which are dispersed around in the state, those are under the growth pillar. So the better the spread, better is the growth. So in that also Kerala has topped. Among the small states, Goa has topped, and among the union territories, Puducherry has topped the index. Right over here, five states that topped are basically South Indian states. That shows that South Indian states are basically in a more dispersed manner, growing in every city rather than growing in single city. Over here, if you have a look, Andhra Pradesh um, is also one of those states which has three capitals. Finally, it is the first state in India to have three capitals assigned, and Uttarakhand is the state which has two capitals. Right, so it's very important to know, because these are the odd ones, the odd quality about these states that you must know about. On the part of Andhra Pradesh, this was a huge debate, and out of that debate, one more thing had come out is that it had bicameral legislature. Andhra Pradesh has bicameral legislature, that is, assembly is also there and council is also there. Legislative assembly and legislative council both are there. So Andhra Pradesh has proposed that this council should be remove. We do not want the upper house. We want to be unicameral. That is also a proposal that has gone to the center, which is for review. तो ये भी पता होना चाहिए क्योंकि दिस इज अ मेजर थिंग कि एक बाई कैमरल लेजिस्लेचर से यूनी कैमरल की तरफ जाना है. Next, sustainable development goals already index has been provided. You can look up at the numbers of which under growth pillar sustainability development index was fulfilled by the states. Right. Then we have sustainability pillar. According to that, again top Kerala, then Goa, and then Chandigarh. So the roles of the index have been for large states 7 and 11, small states 15, union territories 7, 11, and 15. Now over here, what you need to know about the index. Now over here, we have covered major portion of the sustainability development goal index and public affairs index. But what you need to have a look at is certain pointers or a question format that you must know about. First of all, being who releases this index. Second, being the top performer. Third, being this is for overall, right? Then we have a top performer in small states, large states, and union territory. Then we have low performers or lowest performers in all small states, large states, and union territories. Then there are possibility about how many pillars are there, right? How many pillars are there? And sixth of all, we can have certain questions related to sustainable development goals as well. These are a possible set of questions that you can expect in examination, and all of them have been answered in the video as much as it was supposed to be. So with this, I would like to wind up the session, and I hope this video has been helpful, short, and informative for your examination. Subscribe to the channel to get more such videos and download Entry app for more topic oriented videos. Thank you so much and see you in the next video. Until then, good luck.